Church, Shaq and Kirsten had they come to Jesus closure moment, and surprisingly, I am all the way on Kirsten's side. I know, right? I got my notes. I hope y'all got yours. Let's get on into this damn mess. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me out there? Y'all, to my returning church members, baby, welcomes. And to all my new people, please make sure to smash that subscribe button and to also click that bell notification so you are notified every time I decide to upload a video. Now, baby, listen, my outfit and my spirit today, honey, is given on the prowl so we can reflect all damn couples dating and spouse swapping all over Nashville, Tennessee. Okay, they are all a hot mess with the exception of Jasmine Airris, who have seemed to become the new damn voices of reason besides Nicole and Chris. But listen, before we get into all that, y'all, I want to send a sincere thank you to all of you for your support, your encouragement, and your good vibes as I was trying to pass my real estate exam. You know, I'm happy to report that after almost a year of procrastination, baby, I am a certified and bona fide real estate agent, okay? So look out for some new content on the way just in terms of chronicling my road to get here to my real estate license, as well as chronicling, you know, my first year as a newly licensed, you know, real estate agent. So look out for that. But in terms of why y'all really here, let's get on into these hot topics and let's talk about Kirsten and Jazz's party bus business. Now listen, I done told y'all 1,000 times, if you do not come out of Married at First Sight with a damn spouse, then the least you could come out with is a newness of purpose, you know, a renewed relationship with yourself, you know, umpteen hours of promotion for your damn salon, hey Gina, or a new business for your damn self, okay? And Kirsten and Jazz is trying to get to the money, and I ain't mad at it at all, right? So they starting a party bus business, basically people that's coming to Nashville to kind of, I guess, tour the city or for an event. You know, they would basically rent a party bus from them and they would be able to, you know, get shuttled to their events and stuff. So they started going through the, you know, the logistics of the whole situation and basically talking about names. Listen, Kirsten, you don't get to pick the name for the party bus, okay? Mama, I am so sorry, okay? I understand your disappointment, but your names were so generic, honey. It was like the rock and roll party bus. I mean, can somebody, like, you know, the Corny Express wasn't taken? Like, Kirsten, come on now, okay? But Jazz, I liked her name. Jazz was talking about calling it the Dream Express party bus, okay? Which I thought was actually a pretty good name. But y'all know, listen, my mind gets to drifting and I got some suggestions, okay, as usual, because I always have an opinion, okay? I got 3 of them, and out of them 3, y'all could either go with Jazz's or y'all could vote for one of mine, okay? So number 1, I'm gonna call it the Mad Money Party Bus, okay? Because y'all didn't end up with husbands out of the situation, right? And what do scorned wives usually have? A whole bunch of mad money. Okay, so the Mad Money Party Bus. I think it's a it's, if you don't capitalize on your new, you know, pseudo celebrity with the show and kind of lean into it, I think it's a missed opportunity, right? So all of my names are kind of loosely based off of what y'all went through this season. Okay, so we got the Mad Money Party Bus. Number 2, honey, and this is for Jazz, okay? I got the Duchess Party Bus, okay? In remembrance, not remembrance because she ain't dead, but, you know, in memory or in a celebration of your dog, honey. The Duchess Party Bus. It's giving me very Fergie, London Bridge, you know, ties to it or tease to it. And I really like it because the Duchess, you know, she's young, she's hip, you know, she's out there and about there and doing her thing. So the Duchess Party Bus. And listen, this last one is my favorite, okay? And y'all gonna understand the minute that I say it. So the last suggestion that I have for y'all in terms of y'all party bus is the First, Last, and Security Deposit Party Bus. Oh. And that's basically, you know, a tie to Kirsten and how her apartment was looking like First, Last, and Security Deposit was stressing her out for most of this season until she got, you know, jilted on decision day and had time to furnish the damn place. Okay, so the First, Last, and Security Deposit Party Bus. Now, that may be too long for the actual bus, but y'all work that out amongst y'all. And y'all drop down in the comments and let me know if y'all want to go with Jazz's suggestion or one of mine. Now, let's move on to Clint and Dom kissing. Now, this happened at the end of the episode. And, the first question y'all probably have, for me is, did you have a problem with it? Absolutely not. Listen, fair exchange ain't no robbery. Nicole sat on that damn screen and basically put together Mac and Gina at your last, get together. So listen, I don't have a problem with it. In the eternal words of Portia Williams, when you do something to me, you don't get to choose my reaction, okay? So listen, y'all was close and canoodling last time in terms of Mac and Gina. Now it's, Clint and Dom's turn, okay? Now, surprisingly, the kiss wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be, okay? By all accounts, it looked hot. It looked juicy. There may have been a little tongue, according to Airris. I didn't quite see the tongue. I saw a whole bunch of lip because, what's the name? Clint's lip was like stuck out at the end, honey, almost like a little guppy or a fish. No, I'm just joking, Clint. I'm just joking. But I thought it was cool. Now, do I really see it for y'all? Maybe. I give it a 50% chance, okay? Dom is, young, fun, and full of energy. Clint is the same. In my mind, y'all would probably burn each other out, but maybe, your similarities will actually create a good relationship or just having a good bit of fun after what y'all have been through, okay? So I ain't got no problems with Clint and Dom kissing and seeing where it goes. Now let's get on into our general couple updates and let's talk about Dom and Mac. And let's talk about Mac's cannabis business. So, y'all, good to see Mac living his best life down to Flint, Michigan. And the only thing I got to say is the minute I saw Mac on the screen walking through the little factory with, all the weed set up and the growing things and the lights above hand, listen, all I had to say in the eternal words of Bia, there is a whole bunch of money in this MF. Okay. I said, I understand, okay? I understand. Make your damn money, Mac, okay? Make that money, make that weed, promote that business, whatever you got to do, honey. Do it, okay? Next, let's talk about Dom sitting down with her mom, right? Now, this was like a lesser point of the episode, but I thought it was great to just close the loop on the whole Dom and her mom's story, right? Because it was Dom's mom who signed her up for the process in the first place, and Dom wasn't necessarily ready for it. I really liked when the mom was on the screen and she was talking about how she felt so bad that, she kind of like set her daughter up for this because, she felt like it was her fault for pushing her into this when she didn't ask for it herself. But I think by the end of her, conversation with herself and her confessional there, she realized this was more of an each one teach one moment, okay? You and your daughter share equal blame in this situation, okay? She wasn't quite ready for what, marriage entailed and the work that it entailed, and maybe she wasn't completely honest in terms of exactly what she wanted out of a partner, and the mama was a fool because, not a fool in a bad way, but in the eternal words of Selena Johnson, I ain't trying to call nobody's mama out and create no damn beefs through the screen, okay? But, as a mother and as a parent, I would assume that you know your child and you know what they are ready for and what they're not ready for, okay? And just because you was ready for her to be in a different situation and try a different method in terms of dating doesn't mean that it was actually conducive to something that she needed at this point in her life, right? So it was literally an each one teach one moment. Y'all is both wrong. Hold hands and go off into the sunset, okay? Now let's move on to Dom's date with Gil, which is really what I want to talk about on this episode because this was what I was actually the most interested in. Y'all, for some reason, I just felt like the Gil and Dom date fell flat. Like, I don't know. I think it could be twofold. Number one, it's hard to ascertain kind of energy in a first date space, it can be a bit awkward. Then you couple that with the fact that it was on FaceTime and it just seems like, I don't know. It seems like Dom was much more into Gil than Gil was into Dom, but I could be reading too much into it. It was only the first date and a FaceTime date as, at that. But listen, what I really want to talk about is Gil, that man is too fine. He is aging like fine wine. Okay, listen, Gil is one of them men, okay? Y'all ever seen somebody that you don't even need to hear them talk, okay? You could literally put the screen on mute and just see them just like doing facial expressions and seeing them mouth the words, okay? I don't know what he was saying for half that thing, because I was just envisioning our life together, Gil. And I know he is super straight and I ain't trying to convert nobody, okay? But I couldn't help to let my mind wander, okay? It was an hour-and-a-half show or whatever. And listen, I can't pay attention in a fruitful way the entire damn time, okay? But listen, y'all drop down in the comments and let me know if y'all would jump into Gil's DMs too, okay? Because now that he's back on the market after his tumultuous relationship and not being able to trust women, listen, after his season, I fully get it. You know, I think he's going to have a lot of women in his DMs and a lot of options out there, okay? And I don't know if I personally see it for Gil and Dom. I was trying to even think of y'all couple name. I was like, Domynique, and that didn't make no damn sense. And then I was like, Gilanique. That's the one I'm actually going to go with. Gilanique, okay? That one's a little bit better. So I don't know if I see it for y'all as a couple, but you know, listen, y'all both just got time and opportunity. He's in Houston, you in Nashville, and if y'all have each other's numbers and something should come from it, then great. But I don't know if I really see it in terms of a first date type spark. But I'm glad that they did it, and I'm glad that they're moving around and doing new things. Now let's move on to Kirsten and Shaq, y'all, and let's talk about this this closure meeting, y'all. And I need to pick and choose my words carefully because I don't want to go in on Shaq too hard, because you know he's still dealing with grief and losing his grandmother and stuff, but we got to call a spade, okay? Shaq and Kirsten basically sat down for their closure meeting, just in terms of, you know, I always call a closure meeting kind of like a relationship autopsy, right? And what's her name? Kirsten just really wanted to know, you know, why you did what you did, what was your decision-making process. And to make a long story short, Shaq just basically reiterated what he said before, okay? He made a decision based on what he truly felt in his heart. It was a selfish decision, and it was one that was just for him, okay? Period, hard stop. Now listen, I was feeling you on that. I think that sometimes people are not honest with themselves in terms of what they want. And if you did an internal review of what you wanted this past 8 weeks and you saw no further progress that could be made with her, that is perfectly fine, okay? It's better to cut something off at the beginning in terms of, you know, viewing somebody, taking them all in, taking their good, the bad, the indifferent, and then making a decision, than just, you know, soldiering on in something that you know in your heart is not for you, okay? So I'm with you on that, Shaq, okay? Now listen, the part where you lost me is that after y'all, you know, decided to be cordial in the future, not friends, you know, not friends per se, but cordial, you gonna get in your damn confessional in the camera and say she wasn't, you know, forthright, she wasn't loving, and she wasn't, you know, trying to take care of me, see if I needed anything in that moment. Shaq, you cannot have it both ways, okay? You can't have it both ways. You can't break this lady's heart on national TV, you know, get her under so much damn levels of embarrassment, okay? And then try to say, you supposed to support me in my time of need. You supposed to be there for me. You supposed to ask what I need and stuff. Listen, Kirsten did not send you a text when your grandmother passed. She called you on the phone, okay? She called you on the phone. She made sure to give her condolences, to make sure that you knew that she was thinking about you in this time of need, to basically be there for you in that respect, okay? As far as I'm concerned, in terms of the ex-wife manual, okay, she has fulfilled her damn responsibilities. You can't have it both ways, okay? And that's the part that kills me, because you want to break this girl's heart, and then you want her to be pining after you, to be trying to look after you, and to do all the damn wifely duties, or the, you know, the friendship caring duties that she doesn't have the capacity for because of what you just put her ass through, okay? So you can't have it both ways. Could y'all be friends in the future? Perhaps. But right now, listen, the fact that Kirsten is still talking to your ass on camera is you basically need to thank baby Jesus, Oprah, and the Dalai Lama all in one. Oh, I can't probably use the Dalai Lama no more. Wasn't he the one that got in all the trouble for doing a thing with the children? Y'all drop down in the comments and let me know if I can't use the Dalai Lama anymore. But I'm pretty sure in the recesses of my mind that he's the one that got in trouble for all that stuff. I might be wrong. Now let's move on. But, you know, Shaq, you can't have it both ways in closing, okay? I am fully and completely on Kirsten's side, okay? We can be cordial, but I don't have the extra. The extra in terms of our relationship is what you didn't want, okay? And now that we are separated, now that you have made your decision, you can't have it both ways. You can't have one foot in both lives. It never works out, okay? Now let's move on to Jasmine and Airris. And the only thing I want to talk about with Jazz and Airris is Airris's date, right? Now listen, I'm glad Airris, is getting back out there. Last time they was talking about how, the men was having sex and getting back down to business and dusting off cobwebs and stuff. And in this episode, I guess since he done got his rocks off, now he basically trying to date people now. Now listen, the girl that he picked to go out with, this is where we kind of get in the mode of, is this the experiment or is this doing TV, right? Because it just seemed very contrived, right? You spent the season talking about how you didn't want a slim frame woman. You wanted a woman with a little bit more body. You wanted to have a spark in terms of attraction and so on and so forth, okay? By your own definition, this girl is nice, but she does not meet the body type or what you were saying that you were looking for in a spouse and in a partner, okay? It doesn't look like it. So although I thought it was a nice thing to see you dating on camera and to see somebody who also went through, some level of the process, even though she didn't end up getting matched, I just thought that it was a very contrived interaction, right? And the more they talked about it, yeah, they have the commonalities of both coming from like single parent households in terms of dealing with death and their parents and stuff like that, and they both lactose intolerant. But after that, I don't know if y'all are really a match on true life stuff, right? Because Airris is more meditation, and in the eternal words of Tina Turner, Nam Yo Renge Kyo. Okay. And this girl is Christian down to the flow, honey. It's in her bone marrow. You can sense it. So I don't know if it's a match when, eventually Airris's true nature comes out and he starts talking about sex, orgies, and swapping spouses and stuff like that in terms of what he used to do down to the bedroom. And, she's a good Christian girl. Now, I'm not saying good Christian girls can't be sexual beings, because in the eternal words of Steve Harvey, that's where all these damn little Christians come from. If Christians ain't sexy, okay? Listen, if Christians ain't sexy, why are there so many damn little Christians, is essentially what he was saying. So, she could be a lady in the streets and a freak in the sheets for all we know. But on the outside looking in, I thought it was good just to see him dating, but I don't know if I really see this one panning out in a longevity-based way. So, nice to see it, but let's move on to the next. In the eternal words of, thank you, next, Ariana Grande. There we go. Listen, my brain is not braining today. Y'all pray for me. Now let's move on to Gina and Clint. And let's talk about Gina sitting down with the lawyer. Now, just in terms of another contrived type of experience, y'all, what you can't convince me of, okay, and what you will never convince me of is that after 16 seasons of Married at First Sight, that the damn marriage contracts and the divorce contracts aren't already expressed at this point, okay? You cannot convince me that when they get divorced, it has to be this big, tumultuous, contentious thing where everybody has to have their own lawyers and stuff like that. Like, the contracts at this level of the game have to be very express, very detailed, and very, whatever you came to the marriage with is your own separate property. Hell, you ain't have time to cultivate nothing as a damn couple together in the damn 2 months. So it just seems like a foregone conclusion that it's a very easy exit to the marriage. So I didn't personally understand why Gina was sitting down with the lawyer. And y'all know that, my law degree comes by way of How to Get Away with Murder University. I basically was taking this in a different direction. Listen, bump this real estate license that I just got. I might need to go and get me a damn law license, because when that lady said that she charges her clients on the 10th of the hour, I said, what does that mean? Listen, I had to break out my damn TI-83 calculator, because y'all know I don't math, okay? I don't math no more. I left that accounting life behind, and the only math I do these days is calculating commissions and answering questions down to my damn real estate license. I do real world math, okay? When she was saying the 10th of an hour, and I was so glad she finally broke it down, she said she charges her clients for every 6 minutes of her time. Now, lawyer-based people, y'all drop down in the comments and let me know if that's standard industry practice, but that seems pretty price gouging to me. If you charging somebody for every 6 minutes of your time and saying that it's a damn, hour or whatever, or maybe in order to break it down so that you don't charge them for a full hour, you're charging them for every 6 minutes. Now that I'm talking about it, it might not be that bad, okay? But it was just very interesting just for that lady talking about the whole ins and outs of the divorce process, when I'm thinking it has to be an express scenario at this point. But I think the most important thing that, Gina discussed with the lady is the whole thing about, her dog Hank. Okay. And like I told you, I want to say this was either last week or 2 weeks ago. I told y'all, listen, from my limited law knowledge, possession is 9/10 of the damn law. Okay. So while Gina over here, traveling with the damn thing, going over to Canada, teaching classes and stuff, and leaving Clint with her dog, she might mess around and not have a dog when it's all said and done, okay? So take that lady's advice and basically drop some kind of contract. Now, I don't think Clint would actually do that to her, but listen, you never know somebody until mad day or until they don't get their way. So I thought the whole little lawyer conversation was a bit contrived, but I think if we can take anything from it, we gonna take that whole charging people for every 10th hour of your time. And that possession is 9/10 of the law. Okay. Now let's move on to Clint searching for a dog and these dog breeders. Now, I'm all for Clint finding love of the, canine variety if he can't find love of the, human variety. But was it me, or were y'all literally asking the same question to the screen in terms of exactly why, if you were going to look for a dog breeder, did you not go and talk to Jazz, right? Like, isn't Jasmine a dog breeder? Didn't we spend this whole season talking about how her dog breeding business and these damn golden doodles being worth $5,000 a pop? Okay, listen, if you gonna pay Gina 10 grand for her dog and up, it seems like a drop in the bucket to get a new dog at half price with Jazz versus going to these damn breeders. I don't know how much that lady charged. She seems like a very nice lady. I liked her house and her yard and the dogs was very pretty. But listen, I would have much rathered, Clint going to Jazz first and kind of giving her the first right of refusal, because if this is her, verified business and this is what she does, it's kind of a slap in the face to her that you go look for a golden doodle puppy from somebody else. I recognize that he didn't actually, select a dog yet, but it just left a bad taste in my mouth that, you got this, black woman over here that you done known tangentially for the past 8 weeks, and she has her own business, support black businesses and whatnot, and you over here, with the lady and the dog breeding thing down to her house. It just seemed like a little bit of a conflict of interest and a little bit of a mess and a kind of a friendship dissatisfaction type thing. So y'all drop down in the comments and let me know what you think. Is Clint able to go to whoever he wants to get a damn golden doodle, or should he have given Jasmine the first right of refusal? Now let's move on to Nicole and Chris, y'all, and let's talk about this new apartment. Listen, I just got a new apartment. I'm gonna leave the floor wet, walk around this bitch naked, and nobody can tell me shit. Y'all, that's that Ari Lennox, honey, that new apartment. Y'all stream that. I love me some Ari Lennox, but listen, Nicole and Chris finally moved on into their damn new apartment, okay? And I am so excited and so happy for them that this damn saga has come to an end. Now, that being said, let's talk about what I really want to talk about regarding Nicole and Chris, because listen, y'all be dropping down in my comments sometimes and leaving some gems for me, okay? And I want to send a sincere thank you to Sister Sherry in the comments, okay? Because Sister Sherry came in that thing and she said that Nicole done filed for bankruptcy before with a $95,000, amount of debts, okay? So listen, Nicole, yes, you still need to, run, not walk to therapy, but Chris, you might need to pick up the phone and call Gina, and so you can get the name and the number and the damn Zoom link and the FaceTime information for her 10th of an hour lawyer, because something tells me your ass may need to look into a post-nup. Oh. And listen, the people were saying in the comments that, she said that she had run into some medical bills and stuff like that. But she didn't say how much of the medical bills and how much of her, insane spending was, the distribution and the damn bankruptcy. But listen, if I'm Chris, yes, I understand that the damn married at first sight marriages and divorce documents are express at this point. But listen, Nicole and her proclivities for $1,500, $1,500 seats and $8,000 couches ain't gonna spin me into destitution and into the po house, okay? So Chris, call up Gina, honey. Get the name, number, FaceTime information and Zoom information for that damn 10th of an hour lawyer, okay? Listen, it sounds like as I'm talking about it, her rates are actually very affordable if she only charging you for every 6 minutes of her time. And it should only take about 12 minutes for you to tell her this mess and for her to, suggest a damn posting up in this situation. Because I was literally rocking back and forth in the episode saying, listen, I understand people are not their past actions, okay? But if we do not learn from our past, we are destined to repeat it in the future, okay? And now I see that whole shopping scenario and that whole shopping segment with them talking about, or Nicole talking about rather, the $8,000 couch in a whole new light, okay? Do not pass go. Do not collect $100. Don't go to jail in terms of the damn monopoly board behind Nicole in this mess, okay? Head to that damn lawyer and get you a damn post number. Listen, y'all, I think that's really all I want to talk about on this episode. So if you liked what I said, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on all social media at DatDamnDasher. And until next time, y'all, I will see y'all in 2 weeks for this reunion. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.